about this movie, it is interesting because women in that position
Mm-hmm.
usually are portrayed a little differently than the
Mm-hmm.
way you portray Ava in Divorce in the Black.
Right.
So, would you say that you had to? Would you say that Ava had like a spiritual or a psychological reawakening with her divorce journey, which resulted in her letting that victim mentality take a permanent backseat?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that Ava really, she got to the place of like, I remember who I was, and I remember how I loved myself and how I valued myself and how I knew I was worthy. And I don't know exactly how I got here, but I have a family that loves me, that's reminding me. I have a best friend that loves me unconditionally, that's covering me. She's telling me the truth, but she's also letting me come to it on my own. And I think that it very much was a spiritual awakening for her. And I love the fact that I'm the type of person where it's like if God forbid you're on a plane and it's going down, if those are your last moments, well, I'm not going to spend it, as best I can, worrying and stressing and being afraid. I'm going to spend it the best that I can. And I think that there is a mentality of like, God forbid you lose someone. You can say, well, this isn't fair, this isn't right, I didn't have them for enough time, and all these things. Or you can say, you know what? I got to have them for that amount of time. And I got to love them for that amount of time. And I got to be loved by them for that amount of time. And everything is about perception and attitude. And so, one of the things I really loved about the character is that when she made the choice to walk into this next act of her life, she made the choice with, like, I'm going to be excited about what this next thing is. And I really want for women and men to see that because quality of life is paramount. You never get that time back. And you have to learn how to dance in the rain. You have to learn how to be thankful and be grateful and put something on its head and decide that you want the best quality of life and that you deserve it no matter what you've been through, no matter what's been done to you, no matter what.
I wholeheartedly agree with everything that you just said. It's so profound. And you said it absolutely beautifully, as you always do. You know, I'm a fan. Um,
Thank you.
do you think that because of what Ava's going through in this movie, do you think that a woman should ever be in a place where she embraces that lesser self for the sake of a relationship?
No, I don't. Because that's not what we were built for or created for. At the end of the day, God has created us as individuals, and even in marriage, when you become one to some degree, you still have to give an account to God for what you did with your life and living up to your purpose. And so, I don't believe that you should lessen yourself for anybody or anything. And I think that oftentimes women do, and sometimes men do as well. But I don't think that's our lot, and I don't think that's what God has for us, and I don't think that we should do it. And if you find yourself doing it, then you might not be in the right place.
And again, we here, and that's why I'm still single because I'm not trying to be a lesser side of myself for anybody. Just
Listen, listen,
you know what I mean?
I
Um,
do.
yeah, I know you know. So this is is this the first time you've worked with Tyler?
This is the first time. But wait, I just want to be clear though about my ex. I don't feel that I was my lesser self, but I do feel like I have experienced that in other relationships. But to your question now, this is my first time working with Tyler, and I've always wanted to work with him where it was one of those things where we were like, let's just find the right thing, the thing that makes sense. And the space for me, I love thrillers. And then I also just was like, I love this character, I love this world, I love her empowerment, I love her journey, because she goes through quite a journey in such a short period of time. And I just felt like it was a journey that's important to share. But also, I just wanted to work with Tyler. He's wonderful. He's brilliant. He makes you feel seen, respected, appreciated, adored, and all those things. And he does it while being like clear and concise and Tyler and all the things. And it's so genuine. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I've worked with him myself. He's no joke. That
No, it's not.
one take situation, I was like, oh, it challenged me in the best and the worst ways possible, right? But
Yeah.
before I get up out of here, I want to talk to you about reuniting with Debbie Morgan because this is
Yeah.
you're all grown up now.
I know. I was counting the years. I was like, wait a second. I'm like, it's been like something like 26 years since we worked together. And it was beautiful because I remember, distinctly being 14 and going to the house that she was living at when we were in Louisiana and, going swimming and talking to her. And, even though we didn't have any scenes together on set, she was always like ever present and pouring into Journey and I. And so that familiarity, it shows up on screen. There's such a comfortability and such a safety with her that you have to get to that place sometimes with other actors before you can even get to the other things. And with her, it was just already there. So it just laid the space for us to just be able to play and figure.
I didn't want the conversation to end without asking you about that because I kept going, there's a familiarity there and I couldn't remember what
Yeah.
it was. So I looked it up real quick. Oh, I was like, how could I forget that? How can I forget that? But that is my time. Meagan,
Yeah.
it's always lovely to speak to you. It's always lovely to see you. Your work is spectacular as always. And thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for allowing me to speak to you today on behalf of the Cherry Picks.
Thank you for allowing me to speak with you. I appreciate you.